K23 versus WNV. The second map is coming up next. After that first map, you would not want to go anywhere. This is an absolute slobber knocker. A game that, well, defines why Counter-Strike is so popular here in China. WNV losing on the very last round, 16-14 the score, despite WNV leading for a large portion of it. The second map is Inferno. BSL, talk to us about it.
Yeah, this is what we call the banana, a long narrow hallway leading up to the open side or the small side. It's a really difficult side to take sometimes with nades flying all over the place. We're back here going up the middle into the quad area and onto the netted site or the A-bomb spot. More routes into this site, but also more places, more angles to cover for the terrorists. There's going to see a lot of action there.
Well, after that first one, what do you do if you're a team leader at this point? How do you rally your troops for both sides?
I think the important thing for WNV now is not to focus on the fact that they lost, because they played brilliantly. And many managers, we saw their manager up there, would probably yell and tell them to get it together and play smarter and play stronger. You really don't need to say anything at this point because they've been playing so good as well. So they need just to continue, maybe get some more confidence and get other players started with the fragging as well.
And K23?
It's a little bit more difficult there since they won. I'd go through the first 3 or 4 rounds of strats, talk a little with my teammate that has to cover the site with me, stuff like that, just to reassure each other that we can take this. And what you're going to see from K23 is you're going to see Beast perched on the box and the netted site. We saw that during the Korea match several times.
We'll be right back with the beginning of K23 versus WNV. Do not go anywhere. You're on Quad V with Stuart Tosspot Soren, Norway's finest export since oil, Jonas BSL Viken. We're live with Map 2, WNV K23, WNV starting on the T side. And straight away we're into the action with one player just peeking around the corner there. There was a T player there, but we have a momentary respite of action as in the end first frag comes in, and it's going to be Savage who picks up that frag, who was not on the server in the first map, as he is on the WNV side. The calling is changed his nick from Savagini to Savage 1, as now we have 2-man advantage here for WNV. Adrian, Beast and Anvik, last two standing. This is looking very, very good from WNV's perspective.
5-on-3.
The T's looking to make their way in towards the closed site. It's going to be push come forward as Virgo gets himself the frag. Beast and Adrian open up with 2. Now it's all on Adrian, making his way from the walkover as he goes through. There's one to his left, as now it is one to his right as well. They're just darting around like jack in the boxes, and Smallboy picks it up, and WNV win the pistol again.
Yeah, we got a little bit confused there by our overlays that really didn't take out the players that got killed. So when it went down to a 2v1 though, and it was in the end it was unwinnable for Adrian there.
Beast in the middle there looks like he's just lost the grand final, losing that pistol round. He does not look happy.
It was interesting to see though, they did the exact same pistol round that they did against the Koreans yesterday. You had a couple of guys pushed up in carpet halls there, with Beast sort of just floating around the middle area. And while he worked perfectly against the Koreans, it didn't work against WNV.
Now, a chance to make amends perhaps. They did break WNV's pistol last time around. Let's see whether they can do it again. Aids in towards the covered site. They push in and there's nobody home. Past WNV, where are they? Smallboy gets himself the frag onto move. And there we're going to have Beast go down as well. Adrian follows suit. And one by one, the Kazakhstani side are dropped. Straightforward.
Yeah, and you could see some nice thinking there from WNV as well. They were moving slowly up the quad area there, like we talked about in the overlay, and what they did before committing to going into the netted side, Stuart, they really bombed it. It was Chinese fireworks all over the place, and in save rounds, that's a really smart thing to do. Use your nades to make sure that there's no one there.
You were talking in the interval about wanting WMV to win this round, to kickstart this crowd. Still, took us through that.
Yeah, it would be really interesting here, and I want to see more of these teams now. I want to see more of this match, so I'm really hoping that WNV can come back and tie the game, forcing a tie-breaking third map here, and that would certainly get the crowd all ecstatic.
Crowd are going to be very excited if they were to see the overlay map right now, because the uncovered side is where all the Kazakhstanis are, and the covered side is where the bomb is going, and the Chinese side.
Straightforward round there, good guess by WNV.
K23 pushed down Banana with 4 players in fact, as I learned to count. Sesame Street was great in that learning lesson. 1, 2. And anyway, WMV yet to encounter a K23 player, but the bomb is down, and the ground is afoot for them as they try to get themselves out of trouble.
Yeah, and K23 are looking for exit frags to pick up some weapons maybe.
Savage is the man that's closest to them. In fact, Adrian gets dropped down by Small Boy. ZY opens up onto Moo, and now the push is all coming through CT's board. Virgo and ZY finish off the K23 side. And this is great stuff from the Chinese fans, from the Chinese team, to the delight of their thousands of fans here.
Yeah, and this is what K23 should have talked about in the interim here. What do we do in the 4th round? It's really important to have a set CT setup for the 4th round. In the later rounds you can adapt and do stuff like that, but it's really helpful to have one in the 4th round, and let's see what they do.
Here's Moo and his AWP. Adrian's already taken some damage. Moo looking down the middle of the map. The WNV side have 4 players going up the right of the map. They're going to stack up and get themselves into the office. Nate is in that general direction.
Nickel is on the way down middle.
Oh! Nickel opens up the fragging onto Virgo before ZY says no more. And momentary excitement is met by a lull as both sides decide they've had enough. The uncovered site is completely empty. We can see an overlay map that you can't. There's no one there. It's all in at the covered site. Luckily, that's where the bomb's going.
And we've seen this earlier also with K23.
A Small Boy gets the frag onto Moo. And now it's Virgo down, but K23 down 2 men. Rita, hello! Anvik, Adrian and Beast chime in with 4 frags in a matter of seconds. And hello indeed.
And this is a tactical tip here from me to WNV. Next time you're going to hit the netted side, throw your nades like you did in the save round. You're going to get a Beast for sure, because he's always there at the box to the left, and you might even get Adrian with those. They're always in that area, so either pre-fire it or start throwing your nades there.
Remember, Norway came 4th in last year's World Cyber Games, so he knows a thing or two, albeit that he was commentating at that point and didn't even get to commentate the final because he had to leave for his flight. Last year, I got the best of the lot. I got to commentate the FIFA, Warcraft, and CS finals. I was over the moon.
You were busy.
My ego was truly stroked during that match, during that weekend. Here we go.
Full buy round again on both teams.
Virgo makes his way in towards the covered site, leading forward. Moves the man who's going to spy them coming out the top. Does he land anything there? You bet he and Beast do, but Virgo and ZY pick up 3 frags between them, and it's not looking so good for K23 now. Hadrian comes through the library, looking over towards the site where Virgo is in, putting the keys in, and drops the bomb. As now it's Anvik and Adrian to deliver the recovery.
Frag him easy. No.
Anvik's in trouble here. Anvik gets himself the frag onto Savage, though. He's got ZY down in the moto pit behind him, and now it's all on Adrian. Adrian makes his way forward, opens up with 1. Adrian versus Virgo and ZY, sorry, as he gets himself the 2nd. Could this be the hat trick? Virgo versus Adrian for the round. The bomb's ticking away. Has he done enough? You bet he has! As Virgo finishes off, but Adrian gets those Chinese hearts a pumping as he almost steals the round.
Yeah, my heart almost stopped there. It looked like a straightforward win for WNV. They really took out a lot of players there with the entry, but again, Beast on his box, and we used to call that box the Moto box on account of the American player Moto.
I thought it was the Moto pit.
Moto, no, it's a Moto box to the left on the netted side, because Moto was boosted up there. He fell behind in a match against SK at the World Cyber Games, and then he killed 3 SK members from behind that box. Well,
that is
sorry Moto, it's now the Beast box.
That is the infamous World Cyber Games of 2004, where that photo of him is now used for like all esports publications ever with his clenched fist. As it is 4-on-1. That was a hell of a CS 1.0. Oh, that was CS Condition 0 at that point, with Titans in the final against SK.
3D won that.
Oh yeah, a 3D won back-to-back 04 and 05. Yep.
Anyway, save round here for K23. They're down 4-0 on Inferno, and look who's on the box. Oh, it's Nickel this time. They're switching up. Instead of having Beast on that box, it's Nickel.
Nade comes in from Virgo as they now push in towards the covered site. Hello, someone there. He's dropped right past 2 of them. Virgo needs to open fire, and he does. Oh.
And that is really modern Counter-Strike for you, because what they did there, they threw so many flashes while Virgo started to run. He started to rush into his own flashes, completely blind, but so were the other team. And when they both could see again, he was in a position that nobody would have expected to find an opponent, and he managed to take 2 down.
5-1 to WNV. When do you start getting scared for K23?
If they lose this round, which is a key round again here with everybody buying, they're in trouble.
So, big round for K23, as they do have the luxury of the 1 map advantage, but it's Train next up, remember.
I think.
And Beast and Adrian open 2 frag as Smallboy and Savage both hit the deck. Quickly coming through now will be Virgo. Through the office and down through the middle exit. He's got 1 to the right. And so there are 2 players down on the banana walkway. That site has not been touched in this game, as Adrian gets himself the frag onto Rita, and it's ZY and Virgo against 5. And well, just as we were starting to think about getting worried for K23, looks like they may pick this one up, but let's not write WMV off just yet.
It's too late to go to the banana site here. They're not going to be successful. They should have gone there 30 seconds ago when Adrian was all on his own, but he defended well with the op. And here comes the rush.
He's seen both players, with ZY and Virgo both looking to go in now. 25 seconds to go. The clock working against the Chinese as well. Adrian's calling for backup. It's not moving very quickly, but it is there. Adrian gets himself the frag onto Virgo. ZY's taking some damage. ZY's dead. K23 pick up their second round. It's 5-2.
That was a broken round early on for WNV. Small boy, maybe a little bit too hot-headed there, trying to move out of of apartments, and maybe picking up an early frag, but Beast had rotated from the Beast box into pit and took him down. And at the same time, there was some fantastic shots there landed by Adrian in banana, and K23 are now back in the game.
5-2 is the score. K23 will look to make something happen here. Always have won 5 rounds. WMV have money in the bank, and even if they didn't, they'd buy anyway. As is the nature of this match thus far. Small boys pushed a long way down the carpeted hallway. Beast and Nickel are in the pit, and Beast is the man who will see Small boy first if he comes around. Nades come flying up as WMV continue with their persistent attacks through middle and then towards the covered site. They make their way forward now. They've naded in, but they haven't made entry. Now they're going to do it a little bit after the nades have gone in. And here it comes. Pushes in. Virgo and Nickel exchange. Nickel's got 2. Beast comes in with a 3rd. WMV have got 2 back, but Beast is going to get 2 of his own. Savage is the last man standing against Adrian and Anvik. He is 1 on 2. He can do this. He has the bomb. He looks around the back. There's nobody there, as Adrian and Anvik are both sat in a good rotation position, but Anvik is the man who's going to get the frag. And the cheers across to the WMV side may have some meaning if WMV could either see or hear them, but they can't.
I think that was a quality attempt there at first by WMV. You saw some good flashing there. Obviously they worked out where they wanted to place those flashbang grenades. But k23 also returned the favor with some great counter flashing, and when wNv stopped there instead of going for it, when the other team was blind, it's really difficult to take the round. So they waited too long. Had they just rushed on their first flashes, ignoring the counter flashes, I think they could have taken the round down.
5-3 the score. K23 have won 2 in a row. wNv forced into a Galil round for some of them. AKs, Galils, 3 Galils and 2 AKs.
2 ops on K23. Sort of unusual for this map.
And here we go. Entry coming from Small Boy as he pushes in towards the pit. There's nobody there. Shots come raining his way though, and it's Beast that'll open up the fragging. Beast gets dropped. Nickel comes in. 2 frags for wNv here as CY comes in with 1 back onto Nickel, and it will be 3 on 3. Bomb down from CY. As wNv at worst got money in the bank, but at best may have the opportunity to take this round. 3 on 2. 3 on 3, despite what you see on the screen, as there is another man up. ZY is not dead. Neither is Rita. Frag onto Anvik. This should be a wNv round. Adrian and Moo are going to go for it regardless, but they're not going to get it, surely. They pick up themselves. No, Moo's down trying for point blank AWPing, and Adrian didn't commit, and Moo was left to 1 man on 3 there. Miscommunication or just a poor idea.
And the crowd is clapping. Politely, yes, it should be. That was a good round by wNv. One of the most difficult things in Counter-Strike, Stuart, is to continue on the rush even if you get blind. And you would not think it's that difficult because pushing forward doesn't really take a lot of work. But you instinctively let go of your buttons when you're blind. But in that round, Small Boy jumped in the pit, completely blind. Several of his other teammates were also blind, and they jumped in as well.
Now in my case, you let go of going forward and you spray 360 and hope you hit something. Normally a teammate.
The new positions there after they did the first rush really allowed them to win the round. It was a good play by wNv.
Beast has come off his box, and he had to because he was getting naded every round on the box.
And finally they caught on. I was getting annoyed by seeing him up there.
Excellent headshot from Adrian. Just lined him up, follows up with the groin frag onto Virgo, now looking to follow it up. Oh yes, it's the Adrian show. 3 frags down on the banana walkway, and Small Boy and CY left on their own. They've done it before, can they do it again? Against 5 fully armored players, it's going to be a hell of a task. Moo delivers, ZY comes back with a headshot onto Moo. He's going to have to go big here, 1 on 5, he isn't going to do it.
Yeah, and that was a desperation buy too from K23. Had they lost that round, they would have no money and probably would have to eco twice. At least the guys that bought M4s and the op. But Adrian really saved them. He's been stellar there at the smaller bomb site. And when you have an opera that's on in that side, it's really difficult to go there.
6-4. The game is tight. As we are...
And wNv are going to be really predictable in where they're attacking until they can take down Adrian here at B sites.
Nickel opens up the fragging. Savage goes down. That was up in middle, that frag. Just there where Beast is looking. And Beast is going to get himself a frag on a Small Boy, dropping down. Great work from him. wNv caught off guard by the aggression of K23 in this round. Nice little mix-up. Beast gets himself 1 more. Moo and Adrian finish off the round. Really, really nice push-out. Or not.
Oh, it worked.
It worked.
It worked.
That's the nicest thing you can say.
Yeah, it's really makes for entertaining Counter-Strike when you see it, but it's
really
I don't
nice
believe
until it doesn't work.
I can't believe the nerve on these players. How can they do that when they have everything on the line here?
Back in your day, things were different.
Yeah, well, things are different now with most of the European teams as well, but it's just a different school of thought, I guess.
Here we go, they're pushing down. Nickel Wayne running down the middle as he's got backup, but ZY just says, you know what, kids, no thanks. Away with you, Shu. As he clears up 2, Small Boy gets the 3rd, and this time it doesn't work. It's going into that top site now. Anvik gets himself the back frag. Adrian gets himself 1 onto Small Boy, and suddenly it may do. K23, 2 on 3, all Chinese players low on health, and Virgo and the bomb back in spawn. And in fact, the whole WNV side are in 3 different locations. It's Savage versus Adrian here. This is a huge frag, huge coming together right about now as Savage wins. And that was a touch unorthodox, as we're now all on wNv. Virgo's going to put the bomb down, and well, that time the aggression just did not pay off.
Well, it did for WNV. Small boy going absolutely crazy there, taking the netted side all by his own, and the round essentially for WNV.
Well, it was ZY's 2 frags down the middle as 2 players literally charged down the middle, a second round in a row, following in the smoke. But
7 rounds now for WNV, which is it's not the minimum amount you need as a terrorist on Inferno, which would be usually teams are happy with 5 to 6 rounds. 7 is good, and I think they're going to get some more here as well. Nope, they're not saving. The K23 team is not saving. Beast is getting a frag early.
ZY's down. He's the big man for WNV, as now Savage is also low on health. And it was his frag in the last one that was a real turning point in the last round. Nickel follows up with the frag on the small boy. 2 men and a half down for WNV, and not much done to the Kazakhstani side, who will look to pick up their 6th round and pull this game back. They can't afford to let this get out of hand. wNv drops Virgo. We've got 2 and a bit rounds left to go in this. It's going to be 7-6, and ideally K23 would see them at 8-7 at half-time, but that's easier said than done, the way this is going.
The key here for WNV now is to realize that there are 2 bomb sites on this map.
What?
And they need to go to the other bomb site, because they've been going to the netted side all along, and the reason why they have done that is because Adrian has been playing so well there in the banana.
But I'd almost say that they haven't even been creative when approaching Adrian either.
No, you're absolutely right about that. You should see smokes there, you should see flashbangs flying over the walls, maybe some HE grenades, maybe some baiting even.
It's not going to happen this round.
Oh. And they looks like the Chinese here are on a partial buy.
But K23 are as aggressive as they normally are, with 3 men pushed down the middle. They will now retreat, but when Small Boy finally exits from the carpeted hallway, he may not have anyone there waiting for him. He does. wNv's now pushing from behind. He's going to come up against Savage, as Savage is going to fly across the smoke and take a lot of damage. He knows that someone's there. He didn't realize it was wNv or Adrian. He doesn't know that there's 2 players there at the moment. wNv lying in wait for him. Savage does hop by. You see it there as Savage will join now what will be a 5-man assault into the covered site. There's no point in having wNv sat down there if he's not going to get involved. He makes his way through. Now here comes the push. wNv still sat stationary. Now finally moving. Beast and Move pick up themselves 2 frags. Small Boy and ZY, the 2 danger men from WNV, are down. Rita gets one back in. Savage assassinates Moo in the back. Beast gets himself 1. Virgo in on Beast, and now wNv and Adrian are paying the price for being so slow out of the banana walkway. 2 on 2. Savage has got no health and he's beneath wNv right now as he makes his way through. There's the frag from wNv. 2 on 1. Virgo gone. wNv wins the round eventually for K23, and they will tie us up at 7-7.
Yeah, and I hope K23 as well can realize now that they can basically do what they want at the small site. They can push from behind early on in the round if they want to.
They'll go small site this one, just to rub it in.
Sorry?
They'll go the small site this one.
Yeah, they will. But like I said, they need to realize that WNV needs to realize that if they want to win the last round here. And they're on a partial buy here. Obviously, it's the last round, so they need to buy up whatever they can. But no, they're not going to the small side this round either, Stuart.
Adrian and wNv sat there. ZY opens up the fragging onto Nickel. They need to quickly rotate those 2, and they do, as they will move around. Moo and Beast are watching the middle, as Beast is going to spy himself anything coming out of the carpeted hallway. wNv now coming around from spawn. Savage and Adrian will go at it at the banana walkway, and Adrian will win. ZY had already committed to rotating the bomb down that way as well, so they will test Adrian. And Adrian is on the prowl. ZY is about to make the hop across. Smokes in, and ZY will come back now. He's going to come up the middle to join Small Boy. They're the last 2 standing. Small Boy and ZY, who are both uncommitted in the middle of the map. They can go banana, which I think they will do.
It's their best bet at this point in the round.
And
trying to overpower Adrian there is the best idea.
And they can't get past him to begin with. Moose began his rotation. It's ZY or bust for WNV. He has been their best player, but he can't get them out of that one. It's 8-7, and WNV are down at the half, having led 7-5, having led 5-2. They will look at it and think, what the devil? Fans cheering for something else over on what I guess is set up behind the CS stage. So I would guess that is EG versus MTW, which you can watch on wNv.Cn on our second stream. I'm just going to check if that's actually live, because I did see Paul wandering across here earlier. But it is 8-7 to K23 at the half. Your thoughts, BSL?
I'm beginning to lose faith now in WNV. K23 are playing solidly. They have several players that are stepping it up. Right now we saw Adrian going huge, and WNV could have had a lot more rounds if they had realized that they could actually attack the smaller bomb side as well, overpowering the lonesome op there. They didn't. They got 7 rounds, which is decent, but they need a really good CT performance now, and ZY needs to break out the op again. We didn't see him do that during the first half.
For those of you listening, trying to tune into the Quad V site, we do apologize. It's not up. But you can catch that stream for the second match, which is embedded on a number of community sites to give them some free plugging. I'm sure it's embedded on the Cadrid site, cadrid.org, and on the SK Gaming site as well. That's the best free advertising you're ever going to get. Don't say I don't do anything for you, SK. Here we go. As push comes into the small site, Rita opens up with the fragging onto Beast, but the bomb will go down courtesy of Anvik. And now there's a 3-man rotation coming up the back of the banana bomb site. Rita and Small Boy just have to hold deep. Nickel's in a whole world of trouble on the other side. ZY gets his frag onto Nickel, and it's all on these 3 players to hold on. 5 Chinese players coming in towards the site. Push comes forward. Virgo finishes it off. WNV win the pistol.
Tremendous retake there. Tremendous retake. I'm actually in awe of the precision there and coordination on the retake on account of WNV. I think it was a good idea to rush that side as well from K23, but the retake was just too good to handle there.
I'm not sure whether that was Warcraft or Starcraft they were sat watching, huddled around that screen in the middle, but the crowds here are everywhere trying to get a glimpse of some match, whatever the match is that tickles their fancy. Be that CS, Starcraft, Warcraft, it's all Judgment Day today. There are some amazing matches ongoing in the Warcraft, by the way. Sky versus Happy, Moon versus Who. We have to follow our stage schedule, so we can't bring you as much as we'd like. But here we go. Moo opens up the frag onto Savage. And K23 are into the small site. Into the uncovered site once again. Moo's got himself a second frag. They're going to get the bomb down as well. They took a little while, so Rita and Virgo very quickly on the rotation. Small Boy's nowhere to be seen over at the covered site, but 5-on-2 post-bomb recovery here. If they win, well, this is a crucial moment here. Adrian gets the frag onto Rita. Virgo's going to have to go huge. Go big or go home. He's going big, gets himself the first, and Vic and Beast are both down. But WNV are doing something they have only done twice in the entire match thus far, and that is saving. 3rd time's a charm.
And it's a clever move in that position. They really had a good setup on the site there with the Deagles, and it's really hard to retake without without enough grenades. And you can see there Beast is very happy with his teammates as well. It's so disheartening when you win the pistol round and then you lose, you drop the Deagle round, the following Deagle round like that.
So
I'd say now that the K23 certainly has the moral advantage in this match.
They're 1 map up if you're just joining us, having won Dust 2, 16-14. It was a brilliant map. Very different, but very brilliant.
2 weapons now in the hands of WNV, I guess, and the rest are saving you with USPs.
Frag from Virgo into Adrian. There's one of them. It's a full push in towards the pit, and it will be washed away. As the Beast comes back, though. 2 Galil frags. Finally, Small Boy shuts him down. 9-on-8. 9 meets 8 the overall score. Someone has just won something. I'm going to guess that's Sky from that chair. As The crowd is erupting on the other side of the building to us. Anvik and Nicolo in this game have something to do. The camera has moved away from the match and is wondering what on earth is they cheering for. If only they could give us more information. There's Anvik! Oh yes! Oh yes from Anvik! Saves the round for K23. They are cheering. I thought it was EG they were cheering, but I'm not sure. We have no information as to what's ongoing on the other match.
And we'd really like to update you on what's going on here at the other
crowds.
side.
Phenomenal stuff here at the World Cyber Games. Whatever you can hear in terms of ambient sound in the back, we have no idea what it is. But someone has won a game of something somewhere. We can confirm that.
Back to the match here right now. That was a very close call, that last round, which essentially was a save round for 3 of the WNV players. But Adrian could, or was it Anvik, that could really close it out in the end in a 1 versus 1 situation. It's so important for the Kazakhstan team that he took down that round and avoided let's call it the moral despair of losing the save round. It really is.
10-8 in favor of K23. 6 more rounds wins them the match.
And WNV are back here with weapons, taking down the first player here for K23.
It's Adrian, who was such a beast on the banana site last round. Beast has pushed himself up the banana site. I really should stop using that as an adjective. As CY and Savage lie in wait for this push through banana. 3 men still over on the netted site. As just 25 seconds left to go, as we're going to get a score update for you from the other matches from A-Spec, who's going to find out for us why people are cheering over there. As now 14 seconds left on this one, as still 9 men left standing with 9 seconds left to go. The bomb's going in. Moo and Nickel have got 2 frags. They've taken their sweet time about it, but it may well pay off for them. They're 2 men to the good. Make that 3. ZY's been picked off by Nickel. Small Boy and Virgo, last 2 standing. Virgo's gone. Small Boy's up. This is bad news for WNV. They're in all sorts of trouble.
Clever play here again by K23. They're a really impressive team here now. They're making all the right moves, they're timing their attacks nicely, and they're really hitting their shots as well.
They are in control of this match now. They are 3 rounds up, 5 to win. WNV lose a bye round, or a semi-bye. They had 2 Famises in there. K23 know that they're homing in on victory here.
I'd say WNV are on the ropes now. They really need to find a way to bounce back, and it does look like they're not as happy about Inferno as they were about Dust 2. They haven't been playing as smart, they haven't been playing as coordinated as they were on Dust 2, and maybe the biggest difference, Stuart, is that we haven't seen ZY's op.
Yeah, we haven't seen him at all.
Nope.
He's been quiet. WNV have left the banana site. Adrian is on the banana walkway and is having a look, and that's because WNV have got no weapons. They've all pushed down through the middle, and well, K23 of course in this situation, they don't know where WNV will have stacked, but it's right there, and they make their way through. Savage picks up the frag on the move. The stack worked, the grenade was too short. 4 men retreat away from there. They did steal an AK-47 out of there. Anvik gets the frag on the Reader as he tries to run for his life. It's 4 on 4. Adrian's going in towards the banana site saying, hey, if they're all over there, that means we're free as a daisy in on the uncovered site. The bomb's going in from Beast. There are 4 K23 players going over there. They will put that bomb down, and now WNV have 4 men left up to retake a fully armoured B site. They won't do it. They're not interested in doing it, and it will be a 4-round deficit for WNV. They are in trouble, and the crowd have lost their voice.
And it's a little bit of the difference between the 2 teams as well, because you see K23, they are probing that banana hallway. They're trying to find out if there are players in the small side, 1 or 2 or none, but the Chinese didn't do that when they played, and it gives them more routes into the bomb sites, I guess.
No exit frags either. Both Small Boy and Savage missed their chances. And
now,
this is becoming...
if WNV loses round after buying, I'd say they're finished, Stuart. I don't think they have it in them to come back. I'm going to go out on the limb now and say if WNV loses this round, which will put K23's tally to 13 rounds to 8. WNV is done for. They need to win this. This is a big one.
Remember, this is the same guy that said WNV were going to win this match.
I said I was hoping for the hometown heroes.
Oh, funny how that can be misinterpreted.
So there you have it. Don't put your money on what I'm saying.
It's 12-8. Rita picks himself up the frag onto Adrian as Adrian is downed. And here we go, Beast versus ZY. Beast has pushed a long way through and he's going to come through the library. Rita's got 3 to his left that he doesn't know about. ZY's gone, and this is looking very, very good for K23. The Beast from the east has struck, and they're going to run all the way around Spawn with the bomb. Moo is offering some form of a vocal distraction over in the hallway, the carpeted hallway, but the bomb is going to go all the way around this way that you can see as they put it in towards the small site. Savage versus Moo in the middle of the map, which you can't see on the screen. Rita takes a grenade. Savage does down Moo. However, you'd argue with Virgo and Small Boy sat in the covered site, if ever there was a time for WNV to retreat, save, keep their weapons, stick it at 14 and try and make the comeback from there. It was there, sorry, at 13. It was now. But they're going to go for it. They're slow as hell getting in there, and they just cannot do it. Virgo, here we go, pushing into the site. They do have the man advantage. Will it be washed away? WNV with their lives on the line are being mowed down one by one. Nickel and Beast finish off WNV. It's 13 rounds to K23. They will force the save from the CT side, and they are homing in on an infamous victory, and that Kazakh man is very, very happy.
Yeah. For all of you trying to be great at Counter-Strike, you should really take a lesson from the way that K23 played that bomb. It was brilliant setup with crossfires, and even though they were at the player deficit there with 4 Chinese players to 3 Kazakhstani players, they managed to win the round flawlessly. And what was going on with the rotation on WNV there? They had 2 players sitting in the wrong side for the better part of the round, and Rita there, who was pushed up early on, I guess, should have communicated to them that they were in fact at the small site.
Now, word from the other side of the building where all of those fans are amassed is that EG are 6-3 up against MTW with no idea as to what map or anything like that. H2K have won their match, though that was to be expected. Did they play Millennium?
No, they played Poland, so that was not to be expected. That's some sort of an upset, I guess. Even though the Swedish team is very good, Team Poland has won WCG before in 2006. So obviously we're sad to see them go, but happy to have H2K in the tournament.
And rumors that this is the end of Neo, but here we go. 4 players from K23 still standing, going in towards the covered site without any objections from the Chinese as they put the bomb down. They've only 3 players left to find. It's Virgo, Rita and ZY. And Anvik drops Virgo, and we are going to go to 14-8. And it is going to be all or nothing for WNV. How much do they want this?
I think they want it quite a lot. I don't think they're good enough anymore, though.
I want it. I want to go up there and win, but yeah. All right. Poor question.
Well, we wanted the 3rd map, but it's... Right now, WNV are taking a count to 9, and with 14 rounds for K23, they're about to get knocked out of this competition.
The home fans will not be happy about that. Remember, coming up after this, you can look forward to the DNF final, followed by StarCraft, then the Karom 3D finals, followed by Warcraft, StarCraft, and then DNF and Company of Heroes take to the stage. Lots more coming your way here on Quad V for the rest of the day. We don't set the stage schedule.
It's for all the marbles here.
WNV have K23 huddled up in the middle of the map with 3 just on the banana walkway. ZY is out there. He's going to push forward. He's going to warp out now. This is his chance. And they are falling back. Oh, they're so low on health down there, the K23 players. WNV have a lifeline here. This is their chance to get themselves right back in it. The T's retreat away from the banana walkway. In despair, having lost another man there to Savage. It's Adrian that goes down. Moo's gone as ZY strikes, and WNV have got themselves a real chance here. Anvik and Nickel, last 2 standing against 4. 4 Chinese players. They have to hold the line here for WNV. It'll take it to 14-9 if they win this. Still 5 rounds deficit, but the belief may flow back into the Chinese players.
And finally, we could see ZY with an op. It made all the difference in the world. He even hit his first shot there through the wall before we saw K23 exploding. So he's very, very solid with that weapon. The key now for the Chinese, they took the round. You can hear the crowd cheering for them, trying to put some life back into them. But the key now, Stuart, for the remainder of the rounds for Team China is going to be ZY's op. If he can continue to op from the B side, denying entrance into the banana there, then they can put 4 defenders on the netted side, giving themselves a good chance of stopping the attacks there. And they need a lot of rounds here. They need 6 rounds to force an overtime and 7 rounds to win it.
Now, they're moving Savage and ZY very quickly out of the banana site. In fact, no, ZY will stay defensive and watch down banana. Savage is across, and this is exactly as you called it. They can now stack up nicely on the covered site. Adrian and Nickel will go through. Savage is going to spy Adrian very quickly. Rita gets the frag onto him. Nickel versus Savage, picks it up. WNV are alive as now Anvik, Beast and Moo have got to pull this one off. 3-on-5 for K23. They've done it before though, as they push along. Beast gets himself the frag before Anvik goes down at the hands of Virgo, and it will be Moo and Beast versus 4 men. Savage picks up 1, and Moo's got to do it alone. Will he moo like a triumphant cow, or will he be slaughtered like a beef burger? It looks like it will be Moo to retreat and be finished off and ready for beef burgers. It is WNV back in and at him.
Yeah. And they even tried to mix it up there, K23, by going to the left on top of middle, hitting that jungle side and the connector side of the netted site. But they were there to stop him, I guess. They had 4 defenders in there, like we talked about at the beginning of the round. Solid play by WNV, and it's going to be interesting to see what K23 will do now.
They're going to go banana. Here we go. Savage is going to push out. ZY staying a little bit deep as Savage clears it for him. Here come the nades as they push up and make their way across. Savage and ZY are gone, and WNV are in trouble as in comes K23 to the banana site. The quick rotation from Rita may offer some help, but he didn't see anyone going into that site. I can only guess he may have been flashed, but here we go. He pushes forward. Rita's going to take down the bomb carrier. No! Beast picks him off. WNV on the ropes, ready for the knockout blow. It's Small Boy and Virgo versus 4 very low health players. Moo gets Virgo. It's Small Boy or bust. He can do it. If you believe in the Easter Bunny, Santa Claus and everything else. Opens up with 1, not going to get the second. And it is WNV who are down to match point.
Yeah, and you can see K23 there playing smartly. They realized ZY was in the banana with an op. What did they do? They rushed in there early, threw 4 nades up there, and could overpower the 2 defenders that were low on health from the nades. So this is what WNV should have done 5 out of 15 rounds on their terrorist side. They just didn't do it, and now they're losing this match.
5 match points. And 1 frag already to the good for K23. Nades coming down the banana slope. Here goes Savage. Opens up with the first. Adrian's down. Good little frag from him. It just casts a seed of doubt into into K23, who are still ever so slightly committed to banana, but they drop the bomb and they'll move it to Moo, who's going to go up banana, and they're just having to think twice. 4-on-4. Savage down. WNV needs ZY to connect like he did on Dusk 2 and deliver the map for them here, as they are going to rotate though. It's 3 versus 3. The 3 Kazakhstani players will move along through the middle. Rita and Small Boy must know what's coming their way. They must sense it. And here we go. Frags for WNV, and it's all on Anvik. 1 versus 3. Great headshot onto Small Boy. ZY's running those little legs across as fast as he can get to this site, and the last player in the site is in the pit. Anvik's chasing him. Anvik's losing to him, and on match point, WNV are still alive.
Yeah, and that's the intimidation factor of the op there in the smaller side. Even though they could take out Savage, which they know is his backup. Once he hits that first shot, when they try and enter the side, the three others are intimidated. They fall back, and WNV were set up nicely with the crossfire there in the netted side and won the round again. This might get a little bit more exciting than it looked like just a couple of rounds ago.
Push coming into the banana route, all with Deagles as they push forward now. Pace is with them. Flash down is Adrian as he charges past one. Savage drops him as he returns. Now they're four in there. Reacher opens up with a second frag. Moo gets a headshot before Savage comes in with a second frag of his own. Anvik's down. It's Moo and Beast. It's Beast on his own. The crowd find their voices as WNV continue the great comeback. That's not the crowd for this match, you can see. That's the crowd on the other side. But WNV, there's the crowd for this match. WNV are 3 rounds away from overtime, and you'd love to see it as a neutral.
Oh yes, we would. That was so nice to see there as well. The player from Kazakhstan who just rushed through the smoke, through the flash. He rushed through 2 WNV players, and it was amazing to see, but he got caught in the end. 12 rounds for WNV now, 15 for K23, and K23 needs to figure out where they're going.
It's a bye round for K23. They're going to push through the middle. They've left Beast down there. Savage is the only one who's covering Banana this round. ZY has pushed through the middle. He's rolled a dice and he may come up trumps here. Savage has got an eye on the middle. We can see an overlay map that you can't. As the nades come down. Small boy and Virgo push forward. The push comes in now. Savage opens up with a frag on a Beast bat on the back in the middle. Great work from him. He's now calling that there's no one at this covered side. Oh yes from Small boy. Yes from Virgo. WNV are flying here as they're going to pick up another round. They're going to pull it all the way back unless Anvik can do something about it. 1 versus 5, full health, gets himself a second. Hello, goodbye. Rita picks it up, and we're at a round to WNV, and that is the overall score of what, 15-13.
I think that's why we love competitive Counter-Strike so much, Stuart. The tables have turned here now once again, and the advantage, it seems, is for WNV, even though K23 has a match point. Suddenly they seem indecisive, K23, and they're now with Deagles again.
Here we go. The Deagle rounds of all Deagles. ZY opens up onto Nickel. 1 down. They push in towards the banana site where Savage and ZY are waiting with open arms. Can they deliver? 3 men on the banana. Anvik sat in middle. Adrian and the bomb carrier Moo there. You just saw them. Savage and ZY low on health. Savage got 1. ZY needs help. He gets himself a frag, but he needs reinforcements. Beast and Anvik go through. Here come the reinforcements. Oh my days. This is unbelievable. It's 15-14. We're going all the way down to the wire, and every part of me wants this overtime just for the excitement.
And you got to wonder now, what goes through the heads of the Chinese people? And the crowd is chanting for WNV, obviously.
They're cheering for China. And this capacity crowd find their voices as WNV find their spirit here on train. But Moo has an AWP. He's on 30 points of health. Hasn't delivered anything to his opponents yet.
And he's blind again. Good play from WNV there. They're working together up in the B site. They're flashing to allow ZY to take a peek once in a while. Now Savage is out there behind the box. Is that right? Yes, he is.
Beast is going to find him in a minute. They don't know Savage is there. Nade comes up. Savage takes some damage.
This might be the decisive play.
Here we go. Savage is down. Adrian picks him up. ZY's got to go big. Rita's rotating across. The 3-man push is coming up the banana walkway. ZY has got to deliver and fails. Makes his way forward. Rita's coming through now the middle. If he pokes his head out, he'll see a whole world of Kazakhstani Counter-Strike players. He gets himself 1 onto Adrian. Levels us back up at 4-all. It's Anvik pushing through the middle now. He versus Virgo. Virgo wins the battle of Anvik. And now we're at 4-on-3. 30 seconds to go. Can WNV pull up the most sensational comebacks? They make their way through. The crowd are finding their voices for WNV, who are 4-on-3, but low on health for 3 of them. The banana site is empty. They're all in. Nickel and Moo, 2 frags. Small boy picks up 2. It's all on Mu. 1 versus 1. ZY versus Mu. Neither of them have got much health. The bomb's down. ZY has to land this shot. He does! Can you believe it? ZY pulls us back to overtime. This is sensational stuff.
And ladies and gentlemen, that was Stuart Tosspot standing up. His face is all red with excitement, and you can see this crowd here in Chengdu. 3,000 people cheering for China, forcing this match into overtime. It's absolutely phenomenal.
Whew. What a game.
What a game.
16-14, 15-15. Can you believe it?
And
this is Counter-Strike at its best.
And now suddenly you see the long faces on K23. You wouldn't believe you would see that 5 minutes ago, would you?
Here comes the hero, it says on the back of those WNV jackets. WCG stage has just said, you guys are awesome. You're damn right. God, I think I'm going to have a heart attack.
We are having a great Saturday here in China, aren't we, Stuart?
You know, let's be honest. BSL, you and I both wanted the EG-MTW game. I'm sure as hell glad we didn't get our wish. C-Max, GG, are at 2 maps to the good.
And here we go.
Here we go.
And I can't hear you, Stuart, over this crowd. It's amazing.
It's map 2 overtime in what has been a game that no Counter-Strike fan should forget anytime soon. K23 and WNV, the great entertainers. This morning, we are underway. And here we go. K23 are going to start on the T side where they finished. ZY warmed up and ready to go on CT with that AWP.
And they had the exact same setup that they had for the last rounds there. ZY with the AWP. Savage is out there to help him with flash grenades and Colt action. ZY's been allowed to push out courtesy of Savage. Savage now will begin his walk down the banana walkway. This is all off your screen that you can't see. Here we go. Frag comes in from Savage. We talked about him being the linchpin. We talked about his importance. Virgo delivers the frag onto Adrian. 3 versus 5 in favor of WNV. They need this now. The confidence flowing through the Chinese players. The fans here in their thousands as esports finds its true heroes here on the main stage. Rita delivers as Anvik is down, and Mu and Nickel, 2 men left. Make that 1 man. Mu's gone. And you need only listen to the crowd. If they're screaming, it means WNV are hitting their shots. Nickel is the last man standing. Have a listen to this crowd. And they're going absolutely wild as Savage picks up his second frag of the round. Tell you what, Stuart, if I'm K23 right now, what I do is I rush the netted side. I go for an all-out rush because they have 2 players there in the bomb, in the open bomb side with ZY and Savage, and they're slow on the rotation. So K23, they need to rush the netted side. Hit it fast, hit it hard.
That may be exactly what they're doing. Early indications say they've got pace in this move as they make their way up towards the middle. They'll boost up. Yeah, they'll boost the beast. Savage, though, with a quick rotation. Interesting, with the one time he is quick, is the one time they need him the most. Nade's going up towards the towards the carpeted walkway. Adrian lands a frag on the small boy. Virgo strikes, as does Rita, and Rita and Virgo deliver onto K23. Mu picks up 1, but he's 1 on 2 versus Rita and ZY. He pushes his way through. He has 60 points of health. Both to his right. He can't quite get to the bomb either, as it's down in the sight. He picks it up. ZY pokes out and wins the round. The wind is in their sails.
Yeah. It's kind of hard now because nothing they're doing is working for them. So I think K23 should try and move up the middle area again. Never mind the carpet halls and that. They should move up slowly in the middle of the map, just with their guns placing. No flashes, no nades. Just try and outshoot the opponents.
Easier said than done.
Certainly is.
As we push through and we'll spy WNV.
And Savage really aggressive again. They could also try and take Savage down, which they did.
Adrian gets himself the frag. This is the lifeline that they may need to open up this round.
And the side is all open as well. ZY rotated.
Here we go. ZY does have an eye on the crossover point, but not the site, and he's now moving around as well. He thinks they've committed to the other site. They've gambled WNV, and they've got it wrong.
But now K23 really needs to move. They need to move into that site. They can't wait too long because they're going to rotate back. Even though you have 4 defenders now on the netted side, WNV have guessed wrong, and here we go.
They're afraid of the ghost of ZY, but they suddenly realize he's not there. The bomb's in from Beast. ZY now rotates back, but it's too little too late. Bomb planted. This could be their chance to make it 2-1 at halftime. They will make a full rotation. They've nothing to lose, but they're slow again, WNV. It is their biggest weakness that we've seen, slow rotations, but they did pull off one amazing take-back recovery earlier on. Few shots coming in. The bomb's got just 15 seconds to go. It's all in as WNV charge through. Nade to the back of the site. They open up. The shooting commences. 8 seconds left to go. They won't have enough time as Adrian and Nickel and Moo mow them down. 2-1. Crazy stuff here.
That's a well fought overtime there, and I think we saw some great tactical play there also from both teams.
2-1 at halftime. Who does that favor?
And the crowd is cheering Go WNV. My limited knowledge of Chinese, they're
saying Go China.
Oh, they're saying Go China? Well, it's close though.
It's something China. Something China. Get it right. Come on, BSL.
And they're all ready to go again. To your question with 2-1, I don't think it favors any of the teams. This is anybody's game, anybody's overtime.
Well, we're ready to rock and roll once more. Second half of overtime. WNV 2-1 up. The magic number here is 4.
I do think though that if K23 can get the first round, they're in good shape because it puts the pressure back on the Chinese.
Here we go. The push comes forward as WNV try to make their way up with 4 or 5 players committed to going middle. They don't like the uncovered site, remember. Moo opens up with 1. Rita goes down. WNV don't start well as the AWP strikes, and now they think twice about where they're going to go. Virgo looks to make his way in towards the covered site. He spies the silhouette of someone. He gets it. Savage helps him out. Anvik goes down. WNV find themselves now with a site open to them. Virgo comes in. He's gone down, in fact. Savage has got himself another frag. Small boy goes down, but Savage has got it. This is a chance for WNV to put themselves up at map point and take us to a decider. Savage and ZY left to defend the bomb against Moo and Adrian, 2 AWPers, and they strike onto ZY. Savage is there, 1 on 2. Can he deliver? No! Moo picks him off, and they will get the defuse.
And the match is still alive.
Yeah, great entertainment. Great entertainment.
What you saw there as well was some tremendously well-placed flashbangs by K23 in the initial part of the WNV rush. Those nades stopped the entire attack. However, this round K23 did not have anyone in the pit. Did they have? If they would have had someone in the pit, they would have broken that rush off much earlier and avoided that sort of dramatic outcome.
17-17. Magic number is 14. 19. 19 or 4 rounds, however you want to look at it.
And again, like we've talked about so many times, they need to try and hit the smaller side. Come on, guys, there are 2 bomb sites on this map. They're allowing K23 to play 4 players in the netted side every round.
Here we go. Push comes up through the middle, and it opens up with a frag from Moo. Rita goes down. This would put K23 up at match point. Still a lot of fragging yet to happen as they push in now with Nickel getting himself onto Savage and to ZY. Beast follows up and Nickel completes his hat-trick. K23 know that they have another match point. What they couldn't do in the last 6 match points, maybe they can do in this one.
Yeah, and this is what we talked about in the first round. Now they have people in the pit, and look what happened. They completely demolished the Chinese rush.
Here we go.
I'd call a rush to the small side if I'm a Chinese caller right now, but they're going to avoid it again. It looks like it's their biggest problem in this match.
And if they're not going to do it, go fast whilst there are still two players over at the uncovered site.
Yeah.
But they're not fast. wNv is now having time enough to rotate across. But Savage and ZY are sat deep, right on the entry of the banana walkway.
Yeah, maybe they're gonna attempt a fake into the netted site and then return to the small site. That would be a smart play.
Here we go. Nades over towards the uncovered site.
It looks as if that's what they're doing. They need to avoid the Dren though.
The Dren is waiting. wNv is going to rotate around. wNv are anything but fast, but they get themselves the frag. Andred's gone down. Here's their chance. wNv's going to have to save the day for K23. Okay, nade through the middle, and Savage is going to push through. Rita has the bomb. He's going to put it down any second. Now, as the nades come through, ZY delivers onto wNv. 5 on 3. wNv can send themselves back into this one. As they push forward, it's going to be Moo to get himself one in before Virgo retaliates. And now, Nickel and Beast, with one match point to save it, push themselves forward. We could go to another overtime. We'd love to go to another overtime. As Beast and Nickel have to make their entry. They start with a frag, but Nickel's still going. 2 frags. Can he get one more? He pushes through. He's got Rita and CY to go for. The bomb is ticking. The bomb will blow as wNv connect. And we're at 2-1 again.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
They refused to say die here in Chengdu, and finally they realized they could go to the smaller site. Completely clever play there by wNv. They set themselves up beautifully in the middle area. Couple of smokes and flashes later, they all rush into the B site. Catches a Dren all by lonesome, and they get the bomb planted.
If you're tuning in for the DNF finals, you'll be disappointed because the greatest Counter-Strike game I've seen in a wee while is rocking and rolling.
And Savage is ready to go again. He's asking the admins to restart the match. K23 wants a little bit of time in between these overtimes, maybe to adjust some setups, some formations, maybe to talk a little bit about what they want to do tactically in these next so important rounds.
I mean, this is a really, really interesting setup as wNv find themselves with the pressure constantly on them. But from this point on, they will know that they can pull anything out of the bag. They've done it from 6 match points down. They've done it in overtime 1 match point down. They can bail themselves out.
Perhaps more importantly also, they do know now that they have to defend both sides. Look here, they're pushing down. Edrin is pushing down Banana already.
Here we go. He's quickly rotated though, Edrin and wNv. Does leave the Banana site open, but you can do it with confidence, knowing that 99% of the time they won't go there. Nickel pushed down the middle, gets himself the frag onto Virgo. Small boy returns fire.
Huge risk on the part of K23 right now. Bomb side B is completely open. I don't think I've ever seen this in a high-level match before.
But do they have the desire, or do they have the will to go there? They're just so comfortable going down the right of the map. They forget about the left. wNv's now coming back across towards the uncovered site. But, well, it's all open. Adric gets himself the frag onto Small Boy, and this is not the start wNv wanted. Their T side is just not good, to be polite. They're going to now go up the Banana walkway, but there's a rotation on perhaps. No, Moo's going to dart round through the middle. So they've still got a 3-on-1 when they push in. They're looking for wNv, who's at the back. Beast is going to intercept them from the back. They need to be quick. They get in before the rotation hits. wNv's down, but they lose another man. 2-on-3. Savage is going to, Rita's going to put the bomb down. ZY is watching the back, but they're not coming that way. And ZY quickly comes across. 2-on-3 entry. Good start. Rita delivers onto Moo. And now it's Beast and Adrian to save the day for K23. Here comes Adrian pushing along. They ring around the rosies. Rita gets the frag. 2-on-1. He can't find him. He's crouched down. Great work from Rita. Buys his time some side. ZY needs to play to the clock. Beast is going to go for the defuse. ZY comes in. Will he be there quick enough? He's defusing. ZY needs to shoot and he doesn't. Oh, can you believe it? K23, pick it up. Oh.
These players need to check on the defusing a lot more often than they do. We saw this again with Small Boy defusing successfully on D2. We saw this now. Brilliant play, brilliant retake, brilliant play at the bomb by wNv, but still K23 managed to take that round. Very important.
Wow. 19-18. The magic number is 4, 21, 22. Maths is failing me.
You need to stop with the maths.
But here we go.
They have two players now at the bottom of Banana. Anvik and Adren are playing the smaller side a lot more cautiously now, knowing that wNv has gone there 2 rounds in a row.
And we're set up with the boost in towards the office. Fergo and Small Boy looking at the carpeted walkway. 3 players in. Anvik and, as you said, Anvik and Adrian slow on this time.
Yeah, no rotation. It's going to put a lot of pressure on Nickel and Beast.
But Nickel has been a real hero for them in this game. He's been there, I would guess, top fragger. We don't get to see the scoreboard. As Nickel is going to wake his way through. Move's going to face off against Savage as well on the other side. Here we go. wNv push through. Beast gets himself the frag onto Rita. That's coming out of the top as they're slow to make their entry, but Savage has come a long way around before being down by Beast. Grenade goes off onto the top of one of those heads. Beast and Nickel both down. wNv have 3 players in the site. Anvik's coming around from the right though. As the bomb goes down, Anvik's going to strike onto ZY, and Moo is the last man standing. Oh no! Fergo strikes down, is struck down by Small Boy. Small Boy's going to have to make amends. 1 on 2. Adrian and Moo. Can he do it? As he makes his way through, he's got one right in front of him. The other man's going to come in from the right. And he had to land that frag a lot earlier than he did. And we're up to 20. It's 20-18, needing to go to 22 to win the game.
It must feel so bad for Small Boy there, taking out his teammates. They were really in good shape up until that point, though.
What a game this is. I'm telling you, wNv are going to pick up this round.
I'm sorry?
I'm putting my money on wNv picking up this round.
Tosspot's money is on wNv. I'm going to go with K23 for the last round of the first half of the second overtime here in Chengdu.
Speaking of money, good luck, Jacob, with regards to the email he pinged in. Here we go. 20-18. As wNv lie in wait. Again, they decide to go up through the middle, but they're not committed fully. They're sat waiting, because we've seen, actually it's a good idea for them to sit there, because we've seen K23, Nickel and Beast charge down the middle 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, hasn't really worked out that well either. They've just charged down there, exchanged the frag with the Chinese, and then fallen back. Let's see Savage here and ZY pushing Banana.
It's 2 on 2 up there as well.
Yeah, they might get caught in rotation now, Anvik. They're playing to have them rotate, I guess.
wNv playing a little bit more, I guess you could say, European here. They're hoping for a pick. They're hoping for something, this conservative nature that has deserted them. Beast and Virgo about to go at it. Virgo's got Beast coming from his behind. He needs to turn around. He's got him right behind him. The cameraman's decided to switch away from Beast, who's run right past Virgo and shot him down. There's Savage delivering onto Anvik. 3 more frags would do it for wNv, but Moo says no. Picks himself up the AWP frag onto Savage. Small Boy and Rita are trying to move the bomb in. Nickel and Moo are rotating quickly. Adrian's still stuck in the uncovered site for far too long. Put the bomb down, Rita, and he does do so. Here we go. Push comes through. Adrian's out of this. He's far too far away, as Moo will now go through for it. They're all going to throw in. This is the last round of the first half, remember. As Moo spies one. Oh, he's been flashed. He didn't see the guy down there. And it's Virgo. Gets himself one back. Adrian and Nickel, last 2 standing. Adrian's gone. Nickel's coming in. He's 1 on 4. And ZY strikes. 2-1. Half-time. Overtime 2. Map 2. And the rest. Whew. Well, what is there to say about this that has not been said already? I'm sure you're all tuning in for the DNF finals. for their actions, according to the stage admin, which would suggest guilt on their part, but the match admin or the CS admin has stated that they did not see anything. So interesting, but now irrelevant. 2-1 to K23 on overtime, 19-20, and straight away K23 make a move to the banana walkway.
And they should now throw all their nades up there because they know Savage is going to be there. He's been there so many rounds.
Remember, 22 is the magic number, as both sides will want to get there. Remember, this is only 1-0 still. We could go to a third map, and then DNF fans would have to wait.
Now they know he's out there. Savage is flashing.
Good nade, drops Adrian and Moo both down on low health, as Beast is going to push and take a bit of damage. Savage pokes his head around the corner, still has 82 points of health, but now he's gone. Nickel lands the headshot onto him as they push into the site. ZY is in the wrong place at the wrong time. Anvik may come through. Oh, they call the rotation too early, and now, if you on the banana map, it shows them all going up the middle.
This is a smart play by Anvik. He's going to block the rotation from the players who's going back there.
Or he's going to get shot. Virgo does a lot of damage to him as they make their way across through the middle now. Virgo waited. I think he got flashed there as he retreats back. They're going back to the other site. This is crazy stuff as K23 have counter-rotated, making their way into they make their way into the banana site, all on low health. Frag comes in from Rita, he's on low, but he gets only one before Moo stops him. Bomb changes hands. CYC's grenade drops Anvik. CY, sorry, not the German CYC. As Nickel puts the bomb down. Moo and Beast have nothing left on the health bar. Nickel has a bit. Two fully health players will come through, and ZY on half health. 3 on 3. Nade comes in. If they land it to the right, they'll finish them off. They do! And wNv tie us up at 20-20. They pick up their first round on CT, and either side now needs 2 for victory.
I think there were some very key mistakes that were made there during that round. They did well firstly there by taking down Savage. Going back to middle was a good idea. Then Anvik got a little too hot-headed there. He could have just stayed by the connector area, library area, to stop the Chinese from rotating back, and they could have taken the netted side and possibly won the round. Going back again to the small side was a little bit too fancy.
If you're joining us, it's map 2. Dust 2 was won by K23, 16 rounds to 14. It was a thriller. Train is now in its second overtime. It's an absolute belter. And we've had a match controversy as well. We've had it all. And now we are at 2-2, second overtime. First to 22 will win it. 21 apiece would send us into triple overtime. The crowd are unbelievable. They have found their voices. They're here in their thousands. And this has been a moment any esports fan who's here will not forget in a long, long time.
Smart play again here by K23, moving up middle. And Anvik is in that same position.
Virgo takes some damage, but Nickel's been taken down by Virgo. And now Anvik follows, and Rita's going to get it on the act as well. Beast is gone. Moo and Adrian, the last two standing, up against 5. wNv are going to go to their first map point. Unbelievable as they pull this one right out of the bag. It's 21-20. wNv have come back from the dead. Remember, there were 6 match points for K23 in normal time.
And the chants go out again for China. Map point, as you say, Stuart, for wNv in this phenomenal, amazing match that we're seeing here at WCG. 2 teams fighting their hearts and lungs and what have you out.
They've got everything on the line, these two sides. Beast takes some damage. Anvik's also, and Adrian. It's a great HE that's landed right in the foot of that tunnel as they try to exit the spawn, I'm guessing. Though we didn't see it.
And I think wNv has had some time to correct their rotations, though.
Here we go, Savage opens up onto one before going down in the hands of Moo. That has allowed ZY to pop out. He is going to retreat, though.
He's white, he's blind.
Here they come. Oh, yes, from ZY. Opens up under the first man.
Here comes Rita.
He's got reinforcements coming through, and it's Rita to deliver the frag on the Beast. We're going into a third map on this. Anvik and Nickel can save K23. They have 4 men to find. They have 1 running through the middle and 1 on banana. The bomb is committed and down in that gun-covered site. Whatever Nickel's doing, it's not good because he's running all the way away from Anvik. It may allow him to pick from behind.
The key now is for Anvik to get a pick or to make some noise so everybody looks to that banana site. Nickel is not going to be able to pick someone in the back. Small Boy is covering his 6, as we can see on the overlay map here. Anvik has to make a move.
Nickel down, one more will do it. Virgo wins the map for WNV. We're going to train. WNV have gone 1.5 miles to win this map. 22 rounds to 20. This is sensational.
This is the Chengdu Marathon right here. And you've got to be wondering now, Stuart, what does this do to the confidence and morale level of K23?
WNV will start on CT on train. WNV have been denied a break, which they want. But they start on train. If you want confidence, if you want belief, you want CT on train, and it's gone the way of WNV. K23 will know that this is bad news. Remember, train is a map where you can often see 14, 15 rounds for the CT side.
And also, they were suffering on the fact that Inferno is not a very op-oriented map. ZY, who's come out huge for them on Dust 2 with his op, could not do it as much as on